Hi guys, we're going to take a look at trying to find the zeros or the solutions for a polynomial of a higher power that can be factored in quadratic form. So we're going to factor this using u substitution. As we said before, we can always take u and substitute it for a different expression and then do our math, and then when we're done with our math, substitute back the original expression. So what we're going to do is replace x squared with u. So that means that u will equal x squared, which means that u squared is x to the fourth. So I'm going to rewrite this higher polynomial, this fourth degree polynomial, as a quadratic. It's going to be rewritten as 2u squared minus 11u plus 14 is equal to 0. So that's our new equation. I'm going to go ahead and factor this in quadratic form. I'm going to take the value of a and the value of c and multiply those. So a times c, let's see, 2 times 14 is 28. And what did I multiply? I got 2 times 14 is what gave me the 28. And of course the aim is to figure out what two factors will multiply to equal 28 but will add up to equal negative 11. I have a product that is positive but a sum that is negative, so I need two negative factors. I'm going to check these two factors first, negative 2 and negative 14. That will definitely not give me a sum of negative 11. So I'm going to start transferring a factor out from negative 14 over to negative 2. I'm going to divide out a 2 from negative 14 and multiply it over here. So that will make this one a negative 4, and this will leave me with a negative 7. Just lost our light there. There we go. Hopefully that'll come back. There we go. And check this to see if it adds up to equal negative 11, and in fact this is it. This is our winning combination. So there we go. Now we know that in our factoring we are going to use negative 4 and negative 7. I'm going to show factoring by grouping this time instead of using the box. It's essentially the same thing. So I'm going to rewrite this quadratic. I've got 2u squared. This is going to represent the negative 11u. So I've got negative 4u and negative 7u plus 14 is equal to 0. I'm going to group the first two terms together and the second two terms together. I'm taking the sign of the negative 7u because that is part of what I'm going to need to factor. Now I'm going to take the GCF of the first two terms, and that GCF is 2u. That leaves me with a binomial of u minus 2. Now I'm going to take the GCF of the second two terms, that second group, which is negative 7. And when I divide out negative 7 here, I'm going to get u minus 2 again. You'll see that our common binomial factor is u minus 2. So u minus 2 will get factored out, or factored away, divided away. And the other binomial then becomes 2u minus 7, and that's all equal to 0. So now I have the two factors of this quadratic. The only thing left to do at this point, or the next thing to do at this point, is to substitute x squared back in for u. So I've got x squared minus 2, and I have 2x squared minus 7 that equals 0. Now I have two factors set equal to 0. The aim at this point is to solve. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to set each of these two factors equal to 0. So x squared minus 2 equals 0, and then 2x squared minus 7 equals 0. At this point, I think the easiest way to do this is to just go ahead and isolate the x squared and then take the square root of both sides. So x squared will equal a positive 2, and take the square root. Keep in mind this will be a positive and negative root on this side, so it'll be a positive and negative square root of 2 for that set of solutions for this root, or for this factor. Here I'm going to add 7 to both sides. I have 2x squared is equal to 7. I still need to divide it by 2. So I have x squared is equal to 7 halves. Now I'm ready to take a square root of both sides. It's going to be a positive and negative root. So I have x is equal to positive and negative square root of 7 halves. Remember, I can't leave a radical over a fraction. I have to rationalize this denominator. And the way to do that is, of course, to multiply. I need to multiply this by a square root of 2 over square root of 2. I'm going to highlight what I'm going to multiply here. I'm going to put this in a highlighted box. So I'm going to multiply it by rad 2 over rad 2 in order to rationalize it. So that will give me a plus and minus rad 14 over, let's see, rad 2 times rad 2 is rad 4, which simplifies to just the number 2. So let me list the solutions out all together. Let me list those solutions out all together. We will have x is equal to a positive and negative square root of 2. So a positive square root of 2, a negative square root of 2, and then we'll have a positive and negative rad 14 over 2. So a positive rad 14 over 2 and a negative rad 14 over 2. And now I have completed the problem.